Boot it up, don't crash today. Wi-Fi's moody, that's okay. Coffee's loading, brain's still light. Kali's locked in, Techie's tagged. We're logging in with Kali and Techie. Kali bringing culture. Techie talks Techie. Stories, culture, updates too. It's logging in, brought to you. System ready, slightly unstable. You're logging in for fault, boredom not found. You're logging in, best show around.
I just hit record, and we're starting, and welcome to Logging In, the show where we never know when we're going to be on the air or not on the air because we have lives. Work-life balance.
Life happens. And unexpectancies happen, and inconveniences, good gracious, happen. But, you just got to keep moving forward.
Yep, so story time. What? It wasn't my fault. Everybody's going to think it was my fault because I'm always the one that's going to say
no.
No, this time. Oh, and you want to know what else? I was on mute. Great. So let me just get my let me just start myself over. What I was saying was life happens, unexpectancies happen. You got to just keep going forward. So yes, it was not Techie's fault for missing last week. It was my fault. I got a call at the last minute, had to go pick up my aunt at the airport, and the airport with traffic is about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. Yeah, we're talking South San Francisco. It is not fun. And we have to not only go, we have to come back. So yeah, smack dead in the middle of weekday commute traffic. So there's no way I was going to be able to make it. Her husband couldn't get away.
It happens.
So yeah, couldn't get away from work.
And I find it ironic or whatever is like with the mute thing. So probably I'm gonna have to use the wonderful quality phone audio that we have for the beginning of the show. At least I've got that captured. So and then we'll cut into your better audio once you decide to join us.
Oh, good gracious.
Oh, this is a party.
Yeah,
this is a party. All right. Let me talk about a subject that is near and dear to my heart, and I'm almost confused about why we're even needing to talk about it, but here we go. Okay. So people have Apple devices. They use Apple Pay. Apple Pay's always talked about how secure it is. Great.
Right.
One of the big YouTube tech stars ended up demonstrating, well, he got demonstrated on that essentially if you have Apple Pay and a Visa card and some other elements that we'll talk about in a moment, and somebody else who's a crook has some other type of devices that they need, they can essentially steal $10,000 from you if you have $10,000 attached to that card. Because
how?
Yeah.
Whoa.
A lot to unpack here.
Wait a minute now.
A lot to unpack.
Wait a minute now. Apple is supposed to be sort of, top bulletproof, can't get through type,
Well, it is. The problems.
So is it an inside job?
The problems with yes, the problems with Visa.
What?
Yeah. If you have MasterCard, it doesn't it prevents it. But if you got Visa, you got a problem. Potentially.
Really?
Yes.
When did this story break? I didn't hear about this.
This was the story I was going to talk about last week, but we couldn't talk about it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I've been just sitting on this one.
So wait, how did they find out? Did this actually happen to somebody and
Yes.
they found out, or they prevent? Oh no.
Okay. So I'm going to talk you through this whole thing. Okay?
Yeah.
So Apple Pay is meant to work with a card number that's not your own card number. It does it with the face recognition. It's got all these different pieces. So essentially, if you go and you put your phone up to a terminal with Apple Pay, it goes and it's like, has it been unlocked? Is the code right? Is this? Is that? Just all these different safeguards, right? That are part of it. I'm going to try not to be too tech oriented in this, but I'm going to do my best to explain this. Okay. Apple came out with a feature having to do with transit.
Okay.
With me so far.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you were someone who has a transit card and you're slow, then that means that it is going to cause a problem to all the people behind you. If you are getting the idea of what I'm explaining right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Apple made an exception that states that if you have a feature enabled on your phone for transit mode and you're at a transit terminal, then you can scan your pass without having to necessarily do your face.
Okay.
Okay. So that means faster transaction. Okay. So now, if we take this to the next level, what these crooks figured out is if you've got your phone and your phone is in locked status, right? It's just in your pocket, right?
Yeah.
And someone takes a transit device, something that goes and tells the phone, hey, I'm a transit terminal. And they happen to go right up against you. So let's say, for example, you have someone who's like, oh, they're trying their best or whatever to go in to reach for some towels or something, and they're basically rubbing right up against you, in a way that the phone is recognized.
It's like it's you. It's your phone.
Well, it basically, the phone is like, oh, that's a terminal. I should wake myself up and let that terminal know that, yes, I am actually someone that I don't even know the best words of putting it.
I'm completing this transaction.
Right. I'm trying to complete this transaction for a subway terminal. Right? Okay, good. So essentially, then a second person who could be on the other side of the room is then having the signal from the first person that happens to be right up next to you and is beaming your phone wallet over to their terminal.
Oh. This is dangerous.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Now, with their terminal, they're able, on whatever computer system or whatever they have, they're able to program what they need to program to whatever phone that they happen to have. And that phone then can trick some type of normal terminal into thinking that that phone is the phone of the person who right now has this other person that's rubbing against them.
And the whole time you don't know because your phone is locked in your pocket.
And you think you're safe. What? So that means that what they demonstrated is that when this influencer, tech influencer, big guy when it comes to understanding all this stuff, when he was demonstrated that, okay, here's his phone, and he placed it on top of the terminal that the first guy would have. And they showed that they could use a different phone that he's never seen before and use that to go and to take $10,000 out of his bank account, which they were able to do.
Was this in the U.S.?
Yeah, in the U.S.
Oh my goodness, that's dangerous.
Yes.
Like for real.
Yes. Okay. Here's the thing. Remember how I said MasterCard or like anything but Visa isn't a problem?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
MasterCard and all these other companies are going to look at everything and just be like, wait a second. Somebody is trying to do $10,000 transaction with transit. From my understanding. So they're going to stop the transaction. Because it's not a normal amount that you would pay for transit.
Okay.
Visa, on the other end, does not want to take the time to put in the safeguards necessary because they said that the scenario that's being presented is a highly unusual scenario that they never end up finding situations. And if that were to happen, they said, well, the person can always go and call us up and we'll go and we'll give them the money back and no worries, we'll get it all handled. And it's a very weird response from Visa. Because Visa's basically saying, if you look at airplanes, people are afraid to fly on airplanes because they're always hearing stories of planes falling out of the sky. But how often are there plane accidents? So the amount of...
So they're trying to use that type of analogy?
Yes. So they said the amount of percentage of plane accidents that are taking place is the amount of the very similar small percent to the amount of people that are being frauded by this particular type of system that I just described.
Not once it catches on.
Right.
That's what?
Right. So basically this tech influencer is saying back, they said on their whole YouTube thing, they mentioned, well, here's the thing. When it comes to airplanes and airports, if there's an accident that takes place, they're going to do a lot of research in figuring out how to prevent that from ever happening again.
Happening again, yeah. They're not just going to say, well, how often does a plane fall out the sky? Yeah, well, that was random. So, yeah, we'll just keep going. Next. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's Visa's response.
FAA and everybody's going to be involved.
Yeah. So Apple's sitting there like, well, there's nothing they can do about it. So the only way, if you've got a Visa card as your main card of preventing this from happening, is essentially turn off transit mode on your Apple device, and then the hack can't happen.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that was an accurate response.
Wow. Wow. So Visa doesn't want to take any responsibility for safeguarding for their customers.
No, because the amount of cost that it would be to implement the security necessary to prevent this from happening, they're saying it's just a very big rarity.
Wow. And they don't want to spend the money. That's what it comes down to.
Right.
Everything comes down to the money. They don't want to spend the money.
Yep. So now I'm going to take it on a new stupid level with Gen Z. And sorry to dump on Gen Z.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of... There's a Gen Z guy. I don't want to give names and stuff. I don't want even to encourage this. But essentially, probably hearing all of this, he downloaded the sound that Apple Pay makes for successful Apple Pay. So he's been recording himself going to Walmarts and Targets or whatever, finding old people, asking them what time it is, putting his phone right next to their devices and clicking a button on his phone that goes and makes the Apple Pay noise.
Why?
Because he's doing a prank. And as a result, then these boomers or whatever get very upset and then try to chase the guy down, and like there becomes there's some situations where some of the boomers even just physically just try to restrain him and stuff like that, and it's just people are taking advantage. I mean the thing
He's
is
he's rage baiting people in person and
right.
making them think.
Right.
Wow.
And then once the police actually shows up, that's where he goes, he's like, it's just a noise. It's just a noise. And it's like,
oh my god.
and the thing is that everybody's sitting there and they're just like watching, because I mean, there's these videos of these people going and demanding for the store to be shut down, or for them to go, like he does it to someone's terminal, whatever, at a business, and the owner then goes and locks the door and entraps the guy, and the guy's basically like, you can't be kidnapping me. Like it's just
You're holding them hostage, right?
Right.
Over a noise.
Over a noise.
Oh my gosh.
But the thing is, or whatever, it's like he's acting as if he just stole money from them. So it's just,
right.
even though he didn't.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing as far as getting a rise. But it's like,
yeah.
At first when I saw this or whatever, I wasn't thinking anything of it. But then when I heard the news about what's actually happening in the tech world of what they're describing, that's what made me say, like, oh, this puts a whole nother layer on this entire prank, which I don't even find very funny, to be honest.
It's not funny. That's dangerous too, because everybody's not playing, and I don't think anybody's playing about money, especially these days. Nobody's playing about money.
No.
And you get chased out the store, anything can happen. You can get chased right into the parking lot and bam, get hit by a car. Anything can happen, or somebody physically assaults you.
Oh no, people are trying to follow the person
and you're
home.
Provoking people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're provoking people. So you can't say, oh, it's just a noise. You are provoking someone into violence.
But they're saying they have freedom of speech.
They think that.
It's all freedom of speech.
That's not freedom of speech, though. That's not freedom of speech, because that's provoking someone, because you're manipulating somebody into believing that they've been frauded against, and somebody's done fraud with their money or stolen from them. I'm sorry. And so then they react, and even if they're trying to restrain you and say, for instance, they take you down and put you in a headlock or something, and try to keep you there until the cops come or whatever, you can't then turn around and say, oh, I'm going to sue them. Like, what?
No, I think they are suing them and stuff.
I'm not surprised.
But and that's the other thing or whatever. It's like the person who then gets upset or whatever starts recording video of them, and the person kind of goes and keeps putting his hands up, and he's like no photo, and makes a scene or whatever, as if the boomer or whatever is the one that's harassing him, when he's the one that started the whole. It's bad.
Dang, people don't. This generation, certain generations are cooked. Seriously, just don't know what to do. Don't have nothing to do. Running out of things to do, as my grandmother used to say. But when people run out of things to do, these are the type of things that you see.
Yeah. So I just thought it was interesting, all these stories just being parallel with each other, and I figured, you know what, let's just lump this all together, because this feels like a conversation that I don't think even the news media is talking about, honestly.
I have not. I haven't heard about that at all, and I don't only watch specific type news. I watch news, and I'm subscribed to so many news channels, and so I just haven't seen anything pop up. I don't care if it's Good Morning America or just wherever. And I think that something like that, with the whole visa thing and the transit thing, I think that should be spoken about on major news platforms.
Yeah.
Not just YouTubers, no, news platforms it should be spoken on.
I mean, YouTubers are doing the job of these things. I mean, it's like it's these situations.
See, new media does the job. Traditional media is slacking. Go ahead.
No, that's it. You said it. Like we're technically on the verge of this whole new media transformation. I mean, granted, yes, we don't have a large audience right now, but again, through our conversation and intelligent talk is what necessarily drives that traffic, and that's where I just don't know what else to say about the subject.
Yeah, I think I think it's unfortunate that this is not talked about on a larger scale. $10,000 is a lot of money. It's nothing to, sneeze at, nothing to, play with. And especially, even if it's not a lot of money, depending on the person, it's just the point of being violated like that.
Yeah, no, I think that's the key thing, because again, most people don't even have a $10,000 credit. So if someone tried to do $10,000, it wouldn't have even gone through.
Yeah.
It only goes through if someone has money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So what great stories or what are you bringing to the table today, if anything?
I got something about money.
Oh, great! Let's tag in money. I mean, this is the money show.
More about money.
More about money.
I heard that landlords, they have found a brand new fee to add to their list of charges. So a rental listing in California, Northern California, Walnut Creek, recently went viral after advertising a 1-bedroom cottage for over $3,200 a month, but with an additional $200 monthly work from home fee.
What?
If the tenant planned to work remotely. What?
How?
Like, first of all, California rent, mortgage, all, it's just ridiculously astronomical. Then you want to add on $200 monthly work from home fee. Now get this. Since this is their idea, okay? Since you're working from home more often, you're using more electricity, water, heating, air but listen though, check this out. It sounds like, but keep listening. Since you're working from home more often, you're using more electricity, water, heating, air conditioning, and the internet. The listing, however, bundles the utilities into the rent, but still separates the work from home charge. What?
Wow.
Yeah. So I can see if you were saying, oh yeah, $200 because that's going to cover the extra that you would be using to work from. No, that's already a part of the rent. The $200 is just extra. What the hell? So, okay. So people on the internet, of course, they're not buying it. They're not feeling it. They're not impressed by it. They're calling it everything from ridiculous to just straight up greedy.
Is it illegal?
Some renters have shared. Not that they've made it yet.
God.
I think that this is an attempt. So let me keep reading about the story.
Yeah, keep reading. Sorry, I'm.
It should be illegal. So people are calling it everything from ridiculous to outright greedy. Some renters have shared stories of seeing similar fees elsewhere. Housing experts say it's still rare. Most landlords simply divide utility costs and install separate meters rather than charging people for having a laptop open all day. A Stanford economist argued landlords should actually be giving remote workers a discount because people who work from home often have stable jobs and spend more time caring for the property. Okay. That's a different reverse take. But it's like, is it really about the $200? Because for me, or when you think about it, where is the line between paying for housing and paying for how you live inside the house? You know what I mean? Like I can't imagine my landlord saying, hey, well, if you get a work from home job, let me know because we're going to tack on an extra fee. For what? I'm the one paying the electricity bill.
It's none of their business.
I'm paying all the extra.
So
none.
So here's where my mind goes with it. What about the women that are taking care of their kids? They're working from home.
Hello. So people are making jokes like, okay, so if I cook a meal at home, is there a kitchen fee?
How does this even work?
It's terrible. It is terrible. I don't even know how. I was gonna say I don't even know how a person can fathom to come up with that, but that's just plain greed. Because as long as you're paying your rent, your mortgage, whatever it is, and all the expenses that come with that, how are you going to charge somebody extra from working from home? What I do inside the home is none of your business. As far as working in the house,
that's crazy.
yeah. So this money situation where people are just I don't know. I never thought I would hear anything like that. But yeah, extra $200 they're trying to get you on. So yeah, welcome to. I ain't gonna say welcome to California because this is just one story, But I'd be interested to see if they're gonna actually allow this to work and go through.
If this was in Massachusetts,
and who
people
would rent
go
from
nuts.
this person?
They would go nuts. They would go. Well, the only
who
reason
would
they
actually rent from this person?
the only reason they would even rent from the person if the place is immaculate to the point or whatever that it gets a bunch of people more likely to go into purchase whatever they're selling by somebody visiting. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Yeah.
I'm throwing out.
Yeah.
No, it's wrong. It's wrong. Just what is the price of the place, and let's be done.
Right. Right. So, another story that has come out, let me see. This one is about teachers in school. So, though it sounds very like okay, but it really is not like okay, because here's the thing. They are introducing pen and paper back in schools. That's why I just said that's why I said it sounds like okay, like I didn't realize that it wasn't in schools. Yeah.
I thought that it was already a thing.
Right. That's why I said it sounds like okay, but it's really like not okay because one high school teacher, she decided to do something that sounds almost radical in 2026. She got rid of the laptops. She banned the phones. She handed the students physical books, pencils, and paper at Washburn High School in Minneapolis. AP Literature teacher Maureen Mulvaney wanted to see what would happen if students returned to learning the way classrooms looked before screens took over, and the results surprised even her. At the beginning of the school year, less than half of her students felt confident in their reading abilities. A few months later, that number had jumped to 95%. Students who struggled to write even half a page by hand were now writing 6- and 7-page essays. Wow. Many also reported they were thinking more clearly, relying less on AI and Google, talking more to classmates, and feeling less distracted even outside of school. What?
Okay then.
Yeah, but let me go back to what I just read. The small part right here. At the beginning of the school year, less than half of her students felt confident in their reading abilities. Students struggled to write even a half a page by hand. That is something that was completely unheard of once upon a time, and to think that is a result of technology.
Yeah. No.
Your brain doesn't have to stretch when you depend so heavily on technology.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting. And I said the same thing. I said, what do they mean they're introducing paper and pencils? I was like, oh, because of the laptops. And I remember when they first announced or first dropped, laptops in schools, and students are getting school issued laptops and everything. And I was like, oh, wow, that's cool. That's cool. No, not so much. Not so much. Not so much. You heard the saying of they call them smartphones, but the smartphones seem to make us dumber because we don't rely on our brain as much as we used to. I also saw another meme that said cell phone because you're in jail all day because you're locked in. So, jail, cell phone.
Not my humor, but I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that's what I had. I got some other stories too, but I don't want to.
No, we'll save it. We'll save it for next time or whatever. I like where we went. We talked money, and then kind of, I don't even know how money relates to the teachers.
It's not money related, but it's definitely brain related. Because let me tell you, with the things that's going on. Look, okay, I'm gonna relate this story. I'm gonna try to correlate it to the story of the prank. The kid running around trying to go viral, fake pranking people that he's stealing money when he's not. He's not thinking.
There you go.
He went to one of those schools where they had the laptops and then he didn't have to use paper and pencils to write. Yeah. Too much technology. Yup.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Yup.
All right. Let's log out. We will hopefully be back next week. And we'll just keep this party rolling. All right. Log it out. I'll see you next week.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Boot it up, don't
Bye.
crash today. Wi-Fi's moody, that's okay. Coffee's loading, brain's still live. Kali's logged in, Techie's tagged. We're logging in with Kali and Techie. Kali bringing culture. Techie talks, Techie stories, culture updates too. It's logging in, brought to you. System ready, slightly unstable. You're logging in 404, boredom not found. You're logging in, best show around. Boot it up, don't crash today. Wi-Fi's moody, that's okay. Coffee's loading, brain still lagged. Kali's logging, Techie's tagged. We're logging in with Kali and Techie. Kali bringing culture. Techie talks, Techie stories, culture updates too. It's logging in, brought to you. System ready, slightly unstable. You're logging in 404, boredom not found. You're logging in, best show around.